All right, in this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 phases of a 30,000 per month plus digital product business. Now, the person that's going to get the most benefit from this is the person that is, maybe you're in an agency right now, okay? You're trading time for dollars. You're having to work one-to-one with each individual client, or you are doing one-to-one coaching where if you're not actually coaching, that specific person, you're not going to be making any money. And this is going to help you go from trading time for dollars to trading bits for dollars. And when I figured this out, this literally took me from 15, 20 grand a month on average to over 200 grand a month profit. And it's also this same phase here has allowed us to win the Skool games. We're going to be going over this here on the whiteboard. We've actually won Skool games twice from, this process. And it's, getting easier and easier because the tools are getting better and better. So we're going to go over our attraction phase, our conversion phase, and our delivery phase. That way you can understand and walk away with clarity, with structure, and you're going to know what this business model looks like. And thankfully for all of us, it's actually quite simple. And I've got Alex here. He's, part of the team. He helps with content. He helps with the community. He interviews and talks to all the customers. My big thing for you is by the end of this video, please put down in the comments, what are your questions? What are the biggest things that you have questions about so that we can make videos helping you with those? And if you like and subscribe, it helps the channel grow and reach more people. So anyway, let's jump into this first phase. So the biggest mistake here that people make is they get too spread out. When you started with the business here, there was a lot of hey, let's try a bunch of different things. Mm-hmm. And, as we talked about yesterday, it makes so much more sense when you can just focus on one primary source, right? And one thing I want most people to really, it depends on what kind of business you're running, but for the majority of the people and the people that we're helping, YouTube is going to be probably their best bet.
Yeah, number one.
I mean, it's a search engine and people go there for answers. Mm-hmm. And it really has, in my opinion, best customers because they've already proved that they have more money on average. Mm-hmm. It's a search engine. B, it's Google, right? Like Google owns YouTube. So you're going to get priority in searches everywhere. They have a community post section. Then they have shorts. And you'll see the arrows are going backwards here because typically in the community, you can talk about something in community, and then you see it getting a little traction there. You have your community point towards some of your shorts or your longs.
Right.
And then your shorts, when you make those, they point to the long form that they came out of. So it starts here with long form, mm-hmm. and the long form is where you get the shorts. And then from these two, you get community posts.
Right.
But then when you look at how it actually travels, it sends people in reverse. So the community sends to the shorts, to the longs. So the problem here, though, that the people are having is, I had to go out door to door, mm-hmm. right? When I first started my agency, I bought a cheap jacket from JCPenney's and some pants, and I went out door to door, literally door to door, and I would drive up to the business, and I'd get on my phone, and I'd be like, do they have Facebook? And if they didn't have a Facebook page, I would literally go in and I would say, hey, you need to be on Facebook, for $500 a month or $200 a month or $1,000 a month. I'll make sure you're showing up on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much how the agency started.
Right.
So that was my attraction method. I had to manually go out and do this. And the problem with that is it takes time. And there's only so much time. So there's only so much attraction that can happen. The thing here is, on YouTube, like this video, it's not live. This video is out working for us. Mm-hmm. And once we get done doing this video, this is a long form video, then we can go in and chop the shorts out of it. These shorts can link back to the longs. And then when we see stuff happening here, we can go talk about it in the community. And then we send people along this. And this sends people down into the conversion mechanism. Mm-hmm. So what do you think people should pay attention to, you personally, when they go to, because you've been taking long forms and you've been cutting shorts out of it and you've been posting in the community, what's something that you think people need to focus on when taking a long form piece of content and getting a short form piece out of it?
Well, number one, I think when you're trying to figure out what you want to make a short form from a long form is obviously the value first and foremost, right? So the good thing about YouTube is also you can see analytics, right? So you can see where most viewership is coming from, how long they're watching from. So you can kind of pick and choose where to kind of create these shorts from, right?
Yeah.
So within YouTube, and I think you mentioned a really interesting stat to me yesterday from the CEO, which I can't really remember, but I think it's important to tell people that stat as well, as far as the users, watch rate, things like that.
Yeah. So the CEO said that, and this isn't perfectly quoted, but he said YouTube gets around 1 billion hours of view time every single day, which we found out was like 46 million days worth of view. That's crazy. Number one. Number two is, and this stat is what I found more interesting, was there are 3 times more people watching YouTube Shorts than TikToks.
Right.
And that to me has always been like, TikTok kind of came in and they were this big platform. And the other cool thing I like about YouTube here, when you use it as an attraction mechanism, is it pays you.
Exactly.
It pays you, right? Yeah. Like they paid out $70 billion last year to creators on YouTube. That's
crazy
insane,
money,
right? That's insane. That's real money, right? And so that's one thing. So attraction. Now, again, I don't want to get too off path here. The person that really is going to find the most benefit in this, they're out there literally doing like hand-to-hand combat to attract people to their business. They're running an agency. They're basing their whole world off of referrals, and they're having to do this like, well, if I've got time, I'll do that. Because that's what sucked the most for me. It was like once I started getting clients, it was like, how do I attract more people into the business? And it's like you're just trapped. It's like a snake eating its own tail. You try to do more, and you have less of. You try to do more than you have less of. You try to do more, you have less time. You try to do more, you have less money. You try to hire more, you have less money. And it was like
just a repeated cycle.
Yeah, and it wasn't one that was progressive. It was degressive, if you would, right? The crazy thing is, all you need here is an attraction channel. I'm giving you like a huge chip off if you just YouTube, right?
Right.
Focus on YouTube. Focus on making long form content that speaks directly to your person, because just like Hermosi said the other day, so Skool, every week they have this, they do this thing, Skool News, right? And in the Skool News, they talk about what's changing with Skool. And Skool, by the way, is the platform. Like, we have a free mini course over there if you just go to skool.com/make once free. This is our platform where we generate leads and where we generate sales and where we nurture, we help, we support the people. So this platform, Sam Ovens and the team over there, they and Hermosi and all them, they get in there and they like talk about what's happening new each week. Well, this week they had the highest earner, which is like $330,000 a month recurring. Okay, and this guy ran an agency too, by the way, which is why I'm talking about him.
And he does it by himself.
Yeah, he did it by himself. So he's got a Skool doing over $300,000 a month, like roughly $4 million a year recurring revenue with 0 employees at 95% profit. Okay. Hermosi, they asked him, like, what's your big funnel process? And he goes, I do long YouTube videos all the time, and I put the link to my my Skool in the description.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. And if you think about, like, most people, they can't remember the last time they went to a website.
Yeah.
Truly. I mean, It's like everything happens on social media, then you go make the change, right? Okay. So what I'm trying to get at is, Hermosi even said that, he goes, for me, I just want to use YouTube. I want to use all of this like social media as my top line funnel. And he goes, I just go on there and I'm sharing with people, and it's not social media anymore. It's interest media, right? So what does that mean? Well, if you're talking about your topic, so let's say that let's say you've got an agency where you go out and in your agency, you do video editing for people, right? Well, you can only make so much money as a video editor because you can only edit so many videos per day, right? What if you taught people how to edit videos? Just like you're going through a program right now that we bought. This guy's an amazing video editor, right? And he created a course that's $600. Me and thousands of others bought that. He created the course one time. It's pre-recorded. He makes it once. and he's made several $1,000,000 off of it.
Right.
That's what we're talking about here, right? Your attraction formula, because this is all you'll ever do in a business. You got to attract new customers, convert them into leads, convert them into sales, and then you have to deliver on the promise that you made.
And that's all it ever is just
That's
that
it.
attract, convert, deliver. And I think a lot of people get confused or messed up when it comes to that, or even overcomplicate it. And it's just this 1, 2, 3 every single time.
It really, really, truly is. And like it's like very complicated when you think about it. But then when you actually realize what it is, like what we're sharing here, it kind of like becomes fun. Because you're like, shit, this is all I got to do. This is all I got to focus on. And then what's beautiful is when you deliver results down here, you just talk about it up here and it gets more people into here, which gets more people into here.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So, okay. So if you just go out on social media and you just talk about what it is that you're good at and you demonstrate what you're good at and you show people kind of like what we're doing in this video, people will come along. I mean, in our free school here, we have one of the questions is, how did you find us? All of them have been like YouTube. Or Skool.
Right.
Because we're in Skool, it's like another marketplace people can find us. Is there any questions that you have?
I think the biggest one that you hear a lot, or that, on the calls, and I think that most people have, is, what's the biggest mistake that they're making when they're trying to attract that audience for the first time?
In the attraction phase, there's actually 3 phases inside of that. And those 3 phases are, you've got awareness, then you've got consideration, and then you've got decision. You're trying to make people aware of their problem. So, hey, are you frustrated with running an agency and you wish that you could have more time on your hands and you wish that you could actually make money without having to, work against the clock? Okay, that's like awareness content.
Right.
A lot of people just get stuck here. Like, this is where people stay. And, if you don't do the other 2, you're not going to convert people. Okay, they're just going to be like, oh yeah, thanks for the awareness. Now they're going to go look for somebody else.
Why do you think people are always stuck in that phase of it and can't really distinguish or differentiate the other 2 from that? Or like, what keeps them in that awareness phase?
That's a really actually great freaking question. And what it is this one's easy. Hey, do you have this problem?
Right.
You got a bad back? The consideration and decision stage, the reason why they don't get into those is because then you have to actually demonstrate how to get out of that problem. And what a lot of people do is they don't actually have the expertise, which is not the people we're talking to, right? But they don't have the expertise, or they hear something's good, like, oh, AI's popping off right now, let me go sell AI, but they've never actually done it. They don't know how to get any results, and so therefore they get just stuck here. Do you wish you could do AI, blah, blah, blah? And they don't know how to actually do it, so they don't ever talk about consideration.
Right.
The consideration stage is where you essentially are showing them the path to the solution, right? You're like, so you've got the awareness phase, and in the consideration phase, you've got this, like, imagine this person's got this problem, and they're trying to get over here to where they don't have the problem. Okay, so current situation, desired situation. Consideration is where you're taking them through these different steps on the path to the solution. But if you haven't done that, if you don't know what those are, and you can't do it.
Right. There's no way to teach someone else to do it.
Yeah, if you don't have the skills, and you can only like BS somebody for so long, right? So that's why they don't get into these, and therefore they don't move people through the funnel, and therefore they don't get people into here. The decision-making stage is literally showing somebody the difference between this way and this way. And again, if you haven't actually done that, you can't talk about that. Right.
Very
and so
difficult.
that's why this is why they never do this. And because they never do this, they never get people to go from, let's say, YouTube to their free school. Whereas right now, we're doing consideration right now. Right? Like, we're showing them the path.
Exactly.
Because we've done it for years and years and years and years. So you're doing your YouTube attraction here, all right? And you're putting your link to your free school, just kind of like what we've got right here. You're putting the link in these places here, and that leads them down into the conversion stage. And this is where we're taking them from social media and putting them into our own like tank here, our own media, our own list, right? And inside your free school, what happens then is This is where you're nurturing them. This is where you're helping them with structure and clarity. This is where you're supporting them. You're listening to them. And then you're also showing them how to get this problem solved. And you're solving the smaller problems that when you solve these smaller problems that when they come into here, for instance, like they come in for the mini course. Like we have a mini course that breaks down how to go from trading time for dollars to selling your knowledge for money instead, right? Leverage. So when people come in for this mini course, inside of that mini course, as we're taking them through the steps, we're building trust, we're building authority, we're hanging out with them. I mean, a lot of what makes you popular or whatever is just more time around people.
Right.
Most people are so infatuated with other people because they spend the most time with those people, right? That's all. You take anybody and start hanging out with them an hour a day, you're going to find things that you like about them and you're going to defend them. You're going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's all a relationship is.
It truly is. It's just time with person, or anything. People like won't throw a shirt away that they've had since high school because they've got all this stuff wrapped up around it, right? Okay. So you want to engineer that though. How do you do that? Well, instead of just driving someone to like some bland website and be like, give me your email for this thing, why not take those people, put them in a community where they can talk to each other and you can hear, like you take people that have the same problem and you put them in a room together and you put a microphone in there, you're going to hear people talking about their problems with each other because that's a natural human thing to do. And you're going to get this emerging thing that comes from it. Like people will be like, oh no, that da-da-da. And then you hear like what type of content to create. So by creating this conversion mechanism for this free school, it's super valuable for them. But then you also hear what kind of content to create here, which then gives you better ones of these, which gives you better community.
Right. And I think that's also another good point. That's where a lot of people, and you see it all the time as well, is where people get stuck on deciding the type of content to make or what should I make content about today. Well, it's easy. Go in your community, figure out the problems that people are talking about and give them a solution to the problem. And that's all it is. And that's all the course essentially ever is, right? You don't have to go searching for content or what to make because everything you will ever need is within that Skool community.
I always use the example is, let's say this girl's standing across the street and you and I are on the other side of the street and we're like, hey, I bet you she wants to eat this. And you're like, well, no, I bet you she wants to eat this. Well, now what happens is people are going, well, I'll guess what she wants to eat. You guess what she wants to eat. Or they'll go, we'll ask AI what she wants to eat. And they're forgetting the most core fundamental thing of walking across the damn street and saying, hey, what are you hungry for?
Yeah.
We'll make it perfect for you and she'll eat it, right?
Right.
So it's the same thing here. If you want to attract people, find out what they're wanting and give them what they want and what they need, and then show them a way to get more access to you and get more for free so you can provide goodwill, earn that trust, give them a mini course, show them what to do. Like let them test drive the car, right? And then what we do is we also have free and paid events. Like today, we've got an event every Wednesday. We do a workshop where we break down each and every part of this. We'll pick like this week, what we're going to break down is how to actually take what you know and how to turn that into an actual product that you can sell. Like taking what you do, how to digitize and productize that into an actual digital product.
Yeah.
So we record these free events. So when somebody comes and joins our free school, they can go in there and watch the replays of those workshops if they haven't made one. But then that gives us an opportunity to hear from our community again, the people that have the problem. So that tells us what kind of content to make. We don't have to guess or ask ChatGPT. And then we also build relationship. So we're spending more time with the person.
Right.
Perfect. So we're building that authority, building that trust, no like and trust type thing. And then we also have paid events. And these paid events, they're like low ticket, 27, 47, 97. The price of a good bottle of scotch or a cheap bottle of scotch, however you want to look at it. At the end of the day, these separate the people in the community that are willing to pull out their money to solve the problem. And that's all you're doing. And I don't have anything against the people that don't pull out their money, but I'm focused on people that, as they say, people who pay attention.
Exactly.
Right? So then we get those people to come to those events. And since they pay attention, we get more connection with them and we can bring them into our paid school here, And then again, in the paid school, now you have a community of people that are paid. So these people are paying attention. They're in there. Again, this teaches you how to help them better. This also teaches you how to create content. It also teaches you how to talk to these people.
Yeah.
And you can use all this as an example in both of these places that you can prove what you're doing.
I hope people are seeing like the connection here, how it's just a constant circle, right? It's going from deliver to track, convert, deliver, attract, convert, deliver. That's all it ever is. That's all it's ever going to be.
Yeah. And what's beautiful is like you can just pay attention to Skool and YouTube.
Yeah. People don't need all the excess. And I think a lot of people fight that as well. They think they need to be on every single social media platform, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. It's like, stick to YouTube, stick to Skool. That's all. That's two things.
Yeah, and it allows you to focus, right? Bill Gates, Warren Buffett were both interviewed separately. They didn't even know, all right? And they asked them, what's your number one thing that has allowed you to have so much success? And they both, without knowing it, said focus. We bring them from up here. We say, hey, let's show you more. Let's get more involved here. Then we take them into the free school. The free school, we get to spend more time with them, deliver more value, goodwill. And then from there, they learn about the paid school, and they're like, okay, I want to speed things up. I want to get this done faster. I want it to be easier. I want to have more fun. I don't want it to be as taxing and painful. And so they can pay for it here. And inside the delivery mechanism here, you have the community where essentially not only do you support people in a one-to-many fashion, they also support each other.
Right,
So,
exactly.
Which alleviates time for you, gives you more leverage. You also learn what they need more of, which helps you build a better product, gives you a better mini course. Everything gets better from this, right? And then the calendar is where we get on once a week with our customers, and we essentially, hey, what questions do you have? And we also, any kind of like new upgrades to the program or anything, we put that in there. You know, we get to hang out and actually have fun and learn from them, and we can actually hang out, right?
Exactly.
Like this weekend, we have some of our higher ticket people because we've got several layers of this paid school here. We've got like the core layer, and then we've got two more layers up where it's, you know, an extra, you know, 5 or 10 grand. And those people, they're coming to the house, right? We have a small group of people that we hang out with here at the house that have paid, you know, 10, 15 grand. We're going to be literally hands-on working with them, cater them food. I mean, I'm just saying it's another small community, but it's all happening one to many.
Right.
Exactly. Right? Not this one-to-one. It's high leverage. And then you've got the classroom, and here you can put your resources. You can put the step-by-step curriculum that they're going to follow. You can also put your recordings. And again, this is something where you make it once, and then people can keep going through it. And as they get results, like what you did, is, you know, you would go and you would interview people as they got results, and then we can take those interviews, we put them out here on YouTube, and people go, well, I wonder if it's true, if they can actually do that. And they see hundreds of people, probably thousands at this point, that have gotten real success.
Exactly.
You know, we've got almost 200 six-figure earners with us in the last 22 months, 24 months, and we've got several seven-figure earners with us as well. So, you know,
it works.
It works. Yeah, like essentially, yeah. What is it that you think, you know, I missed here, or what is it that maybe you would find people wanting questions on which part, or is there anything that...
I think you hit it all pretty well. Like I said, I don't think there's any need, and even though it's going to happen, for people to overcomplicate it, right? I think that's the biggest thing that you harp on as well with people is just, you know, get out of your own head. Like I said earlier, this is all it's ever going to be. There's 3 phases. Everything you're ever going to need, especially when it comes to school and your community, will always be in there. That is the, like I said, it's the only thing. It's been proven and tried. You ask the however many members in Skool who are doing it and doing it successfully, that's all they do. Listen to the community, create content off that, repeat.
Yeah. And honestly, what it comes down to is just showing up consistently over time.
Right.
Like it just takes time. Just like, you know, some people have this like weird thing where they want to go from one-to-one, or they want to start a digital product business. They have this idea where they're going to go out there and they're going to, you know, in 90 days, they're going to do 1 video a week, and they're upset because maybe they didn't make any sales. You need to do a video every day for 90 days, and hopefully you're starting to get it figured out to be able to do right. It's like
typically they say it's about 100 bad videos before you have one really good one.
True. I mean, where do we get off? We're going to make 6 and 7 figures, and we're going to come out here and once a week we're going to produce a 10-minute video. I mean, everybody would be loaded rich, right? Like, come on. So,
and that's what also separates, you know, the people who see success from the people who don't, right? It's like that daily consistency. It's like, are you going to go and make a video even though it is bad, right? Or are you going to get discouraged and stop making videos altogether and completely forget about it?
To me, it's like, I always look at it kind of like the gym, right? If you eat, you know, within like your calories,
right?
If you sleep, if you drink water, and you go to the gym every day for 30 minutes, I don't care what you do in there. If as long as you do something, you can just mess around with the machines. There's no way possible you're going to do that for an entire year straight and not get in shape.
Right.
It's impossible. And it's the same thing here. You are not going to produce content every day and try to get a little bit better, like 1% better every day.
Right.
If you're at 0%, and you get 1% better every day, in 100 days, you're at 100%.
Exactly. I can't remember who said it, but it's like, if you're starting from nothing, right? It's like, well, you don't really have anything to lose, because either you're going to go through it and doors are going to open for you and you're going to see some great success, or you're going to be right back where you started, but you're going to have some experience.
Yep. 100%. I mean, and I just want to help them change their expectation, right? So, all right, look, go check out this free mini course. It's at skool.com/make-once-free. It's 100% free for them to go in there.
Yep.
You're in there. I'm in there. Logan's in there. If you have questions, you can ask questions in the community. We do a free weekly workshop in there. We've got the mini course in there. We're working on other mini courses. And then once a month, we've got a 3-day live paid event. It's like $47 to $97 depending. And we go super deep and help them plan out their business. There's going to be a video popping on the screen here. Go check out that video next. Go down in the comments. What questions do you have about attract, convert, and deliver, so that we can create more content like this? And let us know by liking and subscribing if you like the content, because it only helps the channel get out there more. Period.
That's it.
Anything else?
I think you hit it.
All right, man. See you guys in the next video.